Welcome to another episode of But Why Though, where we talk about real life questions and give real life answers. So today I have my girl on here, Lakhila Tellis. Y'all gonna see her a whole lot across this platform. We just go way back and I enjoyed the conversations. Today's topic, we are talking about children and advice. And y'all know if you
Mhm.
have any children, you know that they are funny and funny acting. That's okay. And so one of the things that Kyla brought up was these children, they want to ask 10 million questions at sometimes the most inconvenient time, and I'm adding that part. But then when you want to provide wisdom in advance, they don't want to hear it. But why
Mhm.
though? Sis, come
Yeah.
on, let's talk about it. Maybe you can
Okay.
help out.
So we see it all the time. Our children, they are very curious and we expect that. And, we love that in them. They come up with these um are amazing questions. I can't find the right word, but you get what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And they expect answers, right?
Absolutely. Every time.
So when we see things and we see that our kid is maybe going the wrong direction or hanging with the wrong person, and we give them advice. Now we don't know what we talking about. We are
Of
not the
course
source.
not. Oh
I
no.
guess if they didn't ask us that, we don't need to even tell them.
You are only a subject matter expert on the subjects that they want to hear about, the
Yes, I
subjects that they qualify you for. Outside of that,
right.
they're like, nah,
Mm.
nah, I think I got this one. It's like, oh, you've been here before or something? Like, you, I always act, and I'm gonna do an episode with at least two of my girls, but I
Yes,
always do that. Like, y'all just be out here reckless. And not
girl.
not completely reckless because we know what reckless look like, and my girls ain't nowhere near that.
No,
But
they not that type of reckless.
it is a serious question. Like, why are these kids? But then you think about it: were we ones that listened to our parents or leadership, or
I did most of the time.
said? I think I took it in consideration.
ah,
What is
but
it about us? Why do we do
you
that when we're
know what?
young?
I don't know, because we know it all already. I think we get to a certain age and it's like, you just making that up because we're kind of vulnerable. We don't realize, no, not vulnerable, naive. That's the
Like,
word.
yep.
Naive, yes.
And
So
we think everything that's contrary to what we think we should be able to do is keeping us from having fun or keeping us from
oh
living. And that was your time. That was before my time. And it's
girl,
different now.
yes.
It's different now.
My kids treat me like I was here
In the
in the
1900s,
1800s.
early
They treat me
1900s. Yes.
like I'm just so dusty and old. Like you don't know what you're talking about. That may have happened back in your day, but
Right.
now in the
Right.
2000s.
Like we do different things like TikTok and anime and all
Mm,
kinds of other unnecessary
yes,
whatever. But
yes.
I've always wanted to know. So how do you handle those type of situations?
Well, it depends because sometimes I just shake my head and laugh. Um, thank goodness, so I have my three boys, one girl. My two older boys, they're 15 and 12. So they are very good kids, but they don't believe in me. They don't believe in my knowledge. So they have to, I guess they have to get confirmation from somewhere else to see if I'm a credible source of this information.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, I take it for what it is because guess what? Mama's right.
That listen,
Google
that
it. I dare you.
said Google it and Google me. I know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. And I want my apologies. So
Right.
as long as I know I'm right, then yeah, I throw it in their face.
Oh, all the time. Now, when I'm wrong, I'm humbly gone. I apologize. I missed it. Parents make mistakes. Y'all don't
Right,
understand.
right. I'll accept my mistakes, but
Right.
next time,
But had you listened to me in the first place, I would,
right,
or had you told me all the information that I needed to know, I would have advised better. You left out a part.
right. But
Yeah.
yeah, you kids are funny. Now I know your situation is interesting because you have five
Five
beautiful ladies.
girls.
Wow.
5 girls.
Yes.
7, 12, 14, 16, 18. And that's as of last year. This year they're going up a year.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
and Lord knows when you have, so there's two crazy dynamics when you have girls, right? You have the typical, some can be overly emotional and all of
Uh-huh.
that fun stuff. But then you have the other element that you hear about that you don't really think about until you're in the moment, that they have attributes of you.
Hmm.
So then you
Yes.
like, so I'm raising me
Uh-huh.
on top of them being them. And that ain't always the best, recipe of success. It's like, why are you, and what is, it's like, oh,
Yes.
wait a minute. Okay. That looks that looks familiar right there. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a reality check. Like, hold on. Ooh, that looks like something I would do.
That,
That's something I would say.
or something I have done, and I have, and so
Yes.
right, and then so the issue, and then I might actually do a show on it because I didn't even talk about my show. Um, but like I may do something that talks about that because it's hard to find the balance in, yeah, I not living that toxic life of do as I say, not as I do or as I did. But there's also balance and understanding that the reason why I'm saying don't do it is because I did it and I see
Yes.
why it's affected me or how it's affected me. And although sometimes, depending on the age that you're trying to do it, I can't
Mhm.
disclose to you some of those things because it might not be beneficial for you.
Right.
But we also have that idea as when we're young that, just because it happened to you that way, don't mean it's going to happen to me. Right.
True. Yeah.
And like, in some cases, yeah. Most cases, no. If it's a toxic thing, it's gonna be toxic no matter who does it.
That's so true.
No matter
And,
what season
and,
you do it
and
in.
I know it's probably hard for your girls to even accept that because it's like
Yeah,
no offspring of ours, no child wants to, you know, have their parents rain on their parade, so to speak, because
absolutely.
they have to figure things out on their own, which we know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, it's like, ah, mom thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
I do
And
not.
absolutely. And I mean, well, we do, but no,
Yes.
but that's the reason why also God gave us parents.
Yeah.
That's why we're not born and then released to lay around and do what we want to do. Like there's a reason why both naturally and spiritually there are limitations to when you are considered able to take care of yourself. And
That's true.
so if these little people that we raising would just understand that. And so one of the things I talk to mine about, try to help them out with is learning principles, not just the situation itself. But here's the principle that you need to apply. If you see this, then look for this so that you don't do this.
I love that. I
And it's
love it.
because sometimes if we tell them if you touch the stove, then when you'll burn yourself, right? When the stove is on, you touch the stove, you'll burn yourself. That's
Right.
that's specific to
Mm-hmm.
one thing. But if you say fire is dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
no matter where you at, of course anybody shouldn't touch fire, but just as an
Right.
example. Or if we say that friend right there don't mean you any good, right? That's limited to the person. But if we
Yes.
say people that don't respond to your messages or ignore you or treat you this kind of way, then we create a principle so that when they look at that, they can
Yes.
model that and make decisions off of that versus being.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that.
Thank you, sis.
Yes. Sometimes, yeah, we really see those things that are right in front of us. But yeah, when you have those principles that guide you or guides our children to
Yeah,
make the right decisions when we're not around.
that part. Because
Yeah.
it gets a little, it can be just in transparency a little scary as a parent when you have children that don't listen to you. And then you're like, if I
Yeah.
leave here, are you going to be taken advantage of? Are you not going? Are you going to be so naive that you
Mhm.
don't listen to nobody who has wisdom just because they're older? And it's just so
Yes.
many different things. And it's like, man, how can we fix it? How can we fix it? Because
Right.
you can't just ask me what you want, and then when you ask me what you want me to give you an answer to, you give me limited information. So then you
Yeah.
ask what I advise you on, but yet I advise you on the limited information. So now if you do it and it don't work, and you sitting there like, well, ma, I listened to you. Well, you didn't tell me everything.
There we go. There goes that communication
There
once
we go.
again.
Facts. Every element, every aspect, it's communication. You got to communicate. That's important. Oh,
Yes.
sis. Oh my God. So
And
we're
we
gonna
have to make sure that our kids know that they can come to us. I know that that's an issue with a lot of children or teenagers, whatever you have, they don't know how to approach their parents.
yes,
They're afraid to speak to their parents, and that's not good, honestly.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
talked about it in one of my shows once before that I want my kids to come to me. I don't want my kids going just to their friends
Ab-
and trying to figure it out.
Especially when they friends are learning by the seat of their pants too. So
Right.
I'm like, and especially when they're friends, you all are underage, or
Yeah.
you're just breaking into your 17, 18-year-old self, and now you figure you got it. Like, and you
Hmm.
got other friends who out here doing the same crazy stuff you doing.
Yeah,
so so
that's
yeah,
true.
we're gonna do our jobs in building our in-home generation as well as those around us. And
Yep.
I invite you all out there to do the same. Each one help one. I mean, if you see something, say, I can't stand that whole, like, let's bring back the village. Let's bring back the village,
Thank
not out
you.
here whooping everybody's children, because
Yeah.
that puts you in a whole different situation. But actually, if you see something, do you think your mom would appreciate that if she knew that you was out here doing that or posting on
Right.
even social media posts like, hey,
Yes.
I know this is your page, but this made you look like this, or this gives the impression of this. So
Mhm.
maybe you should consider taking it down. Like, let's build the
Yeah.
village, the community back up because that's what's going to be important.
I definitely agree because there's certain things that you see and it's like, why? Just why? And
Right,
then and you want to communicate with the parents as well as the
right,
child, but yeah, they need to know it's not okay, it's not cute,
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
be careful. And guess what? And I still love you.
That part. And I
Yeah,
still love you.
yeah.
I still love you. Well, sis, let them know. I already got it in the thing, but let them know how to reach you, and then we can go ahead and get on up off of here.
All right. Okay. So once again, I am Lakhila Tellis, and you can reach me on Facebook. I am at Lakhila Tellis Speaks, and I am also on Instagram at iconic_voice. I look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, everybody. And if you would like to join us or come on the platform, it can be more than if it's a couple of y'all that want to join in the conversation. You can do that by emailing info@eliminatingexcuses.org. And we will be back. Keep on scrolling through the archives. We have a whole lot of shows that we have done, but also that we're planning to do. So make sure you reach out whether you want to be on the show or if you have a topic that you'd like to discuss or if you want us to elaborate on a topic that we've already discussed. All right. You all make it a great day. You are in control. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.